These are real moments when everything went wrong, and it was all caught on camera. What's up, you beautiful bastards? Hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is and today we're diving into some of the most harrowing, terrifying, truly miraculous moments in modern aviation history. Now, a quick but important heads up. Some of the footage we're going to be looking at is intense. Warning: the following content contains sensitive footage. These are real incidents involving real people. In some cases, there were tragic outcomes. We'll approach this with the utmost respect, focusing on what happened, why it happened, what we can learn. What we have today is a collection of jaw-dropping clips. They show how quickly a routine flight can turn into a life-or-death struggle thousands of feet in the air, or just moments from touching the ground. We'll look at catastrophic mechanical failures, shocking pilot errors, unbelievable near misses, and one of the most inspiring survival stories ever recorded. The goal isn't just to watch, it's to understand. So buckle up. This is a wild ride. Let's jump right into it. So first up, we have to talk about the chilling crash of Asiana Airlines Flight 214 in San Francisco back in 2013. You've probably seen the footage. It's absolutely gut-wrenching. Amateur video of the tail striking the seawall. Quick cut, close-up of the tail impact. The plane, a Boeing 777, was on its final approach to SFO on a perfectly clear day. Everything looked normal. Passengers were likely getting their bags ready, thinking about their plans in the city, but the pilots in the cockpit were struggling. Animation showing the plane's low and slow approach path. The aircraft was coming in way too low and way too slow. The investigation later revealed a cascade of errors. The pilots had a fundamental misunderstanding of the 777's auto-throttle and autopilot systems. They thought speed was being managed automatically, but it wasn't. Their airspeed was decaying dangerously. Poppy lights would have been showing 4 red lights, a clear warning they were far below glide path. Seconds before impact, the stall warning blares on the CVR. Frantic and desperate, they tried to go around, pushing the throttles to full, but it was far too late. The main gear and then the tail hit the seawall, ripping the tail from the fuselage. Evacuation began quickly. 304 survived. 3 lives were tragically lost, fueling major lessons on automation reliance and active flying. Alright, now let's shift from tragic error to unbelievable heroism and skill. This is US Airways Flight 1549, the miracle on the Hudson, January 15, 2009. 3 minutes after takeoff, about 2,800 feet, the jet flies into a flock of Canada geese. Passengers hear terrifying bangs, smell burning, then silence. Both engines flame out. Captain Chesley Sully Sullenberger and First Officer Jeffrey Skiles are suddenly flying a 75-ton glider over the city. Calm on the radio. Hit birds. We've lost thrust in both engines. We're turning back toward LaGuardia. Sully realizes they can't make LaGuardia or Teterboro. He makes a split-second decision, against training, that saves everyone. We're unable. We may end up in the Hudson. He lines up with the river, wings level, nose slightly up, textbook ditching. Hard impact, but the plane stays intact. Doors open, passengers stand on the wings in icy air. Ferries and emergency boats swarm in and pull all 155 to safety. Injuries? Yes, but no fatalities. NTSB confirms the decision. Any return would have crashed. A 1-in-a-million event and an enduring lesson in judgment and airmanship. A testament to calm, skill, and teamwork under impossible pressure. So, you've survived the flight, wheels about to touch down. That's the safe part, right? Well, not always. Runway overruns happen more than you think, especially in bad weather. A Southwest 737 in Burbank, 2000, landing looks fine, until it doesn't stop. Raining, tailwind increasing, ground speed, longer distance needed to stop. High and fast on a wet runway is a bad combo. Reversers out, brakes on, but not enough friction. Anti-skid works overtime, like ABS on ice, still sliding. The CVR captures the urgency. Brakes, brakes, brakes. The jet blasts through the perimeter fence, skids across a 6-lane highway, stopping feet from a gas station. Dozens injured, no fatalities. Airframe, written off. Cause, fast, unstabilized approach, go around not called. Policies reinforced, correct speed, altitude, configuration. Result, widespread EMAS adoption. Crushable concrete at runway ends to catch the ones that won't stop. A safety net born from frightening lessons. Alright, so imagine this. Smooth flight, moments from landing, then something goes horribly wrong. We're talking landing gear collapses or non-extensions. One famous example, Lot Polish Airlines 767, Warsaw, 2011. Primary system, nothing. Alternate system, nothing. A central hydraulic failure rendered the gear inoperable. They burn fuel while two F-16s confirm the gear is still tucked inside. ATC clears the runway. Emergency crews foam it to reduce friction and sparks. Captain Tadeusz Rona eases the belly onto the tarmac. Metal grinds, engines shear. The jet slides for thousands of feet. Slides deploy. All 231 evacuate safely. No serious injuries. Investigation. Faulty hose leak. Alternate system failed due to a pop circuit breaker. Timing, debated. A masterclass in redundancy, and how pilot skill becomes the final safeguard when systems fail. Calm returns. Lessons remain. Takeoff is critical. Engines at full power. Aircraft heavy with fuel. British Airways Flight 2276, Las Vegas to London, 2015. Racing toward decision speed. The left engine suffers a catastrophic uncontained failure. Fragments puncture the wing and fuel tanks. A loud bang. The jet pulls left. Fire warnings light up. The captain instantly aborts, slams the brakes, and deploys reverse on the good engine. From outside, thick black smoke, bright orange flames billow from the left wing. Inside, fire raging outside the windows. Stay seated. Stay seated. Evacuation is ordered, right side only, away from the fire. Some passengers grab bags, slowing the exit. A dangerous trend. All 170 on board survive. NTSB cites a fatigue crack in a high-pressure compressor disc, an astonishing stop from near 160 microseconds and a case study in decisive crew action. Sometimes, the scariest moments are the ones that almost happen, near mid-air collisions. NMAX. A stunning example near Barcelona, a 767 on short final. As an A340 crosses the runway, the 767 crew instantly applies full power and executes a steep go-around. They come terrifyingly close, a hold-your-breath moment. Investigators blame a controller clearance error and a breakdown in situational awareness. After the Überlingen disaster, the rule is clear. Obey TCAS resolution advisories, even if ATC contradicts them. Safety layers, ATC procedures, onboard collision avoidance, pilot skill, and sometimes, as the dashcam shows, the last layer is the pilot's judgment, perfectly executed. A near miss that became a masterclass, not an accident. So we just saw how a go-around can save the day, but what if the go-around goes wrong? Fly-Dubai 981 2016, 2 hours battling weather, high winds, turbulence, first attempt waved off, they try again, unstable near touchdown, go-around, push power, pitch up. On a 737, thrust adds a strong nose-up tendency. In the fog of workload, confusion and conflicting inputs can make a stable climb unravel fast. Dark night in cloud, few visual references, classic spatial disorientation. The CVR captures the tension. Don't worry, then pull up. Data shows a steep accelerating descent, beyond recovery. Impact creates a massive fireball. All 62 on board are lost. Findings: pilot error under extreme workload, likely fatigue, spatial disorientation, a standard procedure turned lethal. We talked about the miracle on the Hudson, birds taking out both engines, but bird strikes can cause wildly different, very visible damage. Egypt Air 737 on final into Heathrow, a large bird hits the nose cone, the radome. The radome is fiberglass, covering the weather radar, not as robust as the windshield or engine casings. After landing, photos show a gaping hole, blood and feathers around the impact. At speed, a bird can punch right through. Tests prove the forces involved are brutal. Severe strikes have damaged the bulkhead behind the radome, risking depressurization. Windshield strikes can shatter glazing, injure pilots, and create a wind tunnel in the cockpit. Even then, training wins. Pilots have landed safely, despite chaos and debris. Hence robust wildlife mitigation programs and strong design testing for critical components. A constant battle between nature and machine, and the footage shows that fight up close. And that is going to do it for today's deep dive into some of the most intense moments in aviation ever caught on film. From the controlled chaos of a belly landing to the tragic consequences of a go-around gone wrong. Each clip tells a powerful story: human error, mechanical failure, incredible luck, unbelievable skill, flying is statistically the safest way to travel. But the margin for error can be razor thin, and the consequences can be enormous. We study these moments, we analyze every frame and every line of data. That is why flying gets safer every year. Our thoughts go out to victims, their families, and the crews involved. Some footage is disturbing. Thank you for your respect. Bravery of passengers. Professionalism of crews. Lessons written into procedures and engineering. If this was eye-opening, like and subscribe for more investigative aviation stories. Tell us what to deep dive next. We read every comment. Thanks for watching, you beautiful bastards. I love your faces. I'll see you tomorrow.